Hi guys, wouldn't be right if I didn't make a video about the rapture, where we are since the Revelation 12 sign first appeared on the 23rd of September, and what's next on the horizon. So I'm going to take you through a few screenshots of stellarium that I took last night and just talk you through where I think we are now and what to expect. So the first is the actual sign. So this is the sign that appeared on the 23rd. So what you've got is you've got Virgo here. You can see that she's clothed in the sun. She's got the moon at her feet. She's got Jupiter in the belly. Well, it's just been birthed. It was inside her belly for like 9 months. And then you've got the 12 stars that she's crowned with. So you get 9 stars here. None of these are proper stars. And then you've got Venus, Mars, and Mercury, which are the planets, which are also known as roaming stars from the Bible. So this is the 23rd sign, okay? Then if you look on the 29th, it's quite interesting. You still see the same picture. So you see Virgo here. I've just turned on the constellation images, the artwork. So you can see here that she's still clothed in the sun. In fact, it's even more so. She looks even more clothed in the sun. She's still got the 12 stars, although Mercury has moved down, but it's still in the head area. So it could still be part of a crown, you know. Jupiter is out of her belly, still hanging around. So it looks, this is how it looks from Jerusalem, if you look in the corner here, on the 29th in the morning. So you can see she's coming up in the morning, she's rising up in the morning. And then at sunset, this is how it looks. There, here you can see she's dipping down. But very interesting, the moon here is still at her feet, or under her feet, rather. And this is on the 29th, as you can see over here. Let's have a look at another picture on the 29th. You can see the moon is still under her feet. But here's what's interesting. Let me go to the full picture, which I took here, which is very, very interesting. This is also on the 29th, okay? She's still clothed in the sun. She's still got the planets by her head. The moon's still under her feet over here. But the moon's traveled, so it's almost like the moon's telling the story. Now, we're not sure if the moon if there's a lag in the moon. In other words, things only come to pass like 2 days after the moon's passed the sign, because, you know, it takes 3 days to get to the moon by rocket ship, so we're told. But there might be a lag in the moon. I'm not sure, okay? But we'll find out soon enough. But the moon has traveled, and it's traveled through Libra, which is the set of scales here, which speaks of judgment, okay? And it's crossed Ophiuchus here. Now, what's interesting about Ophiuchus is that Ophiuchus represents Michael. You know, Michael's fighting the dragon, which represents the snake here, okay? Interesting is that Saturn also represents Satan. It's actually, in the secular world, related to a Roman mythology character who ate his own kids. Which was quite interesting because, you know, the Bible says that the dragon wanted to devour the baby that was born from this woman. So that's a bit interesting. But if you look at the snake, it doesn't look anything like a dragon, right? Because the Bible talks about a dragon with 7 heads and 7 crowns. But what you do get is you get 7 stars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that make up the snake's head. And then above it you get a crown, Corona Borealis, that's also made up of 7 stars. So could that be it? Time will tell. What's also interesting about Ophiuchus is he's known to have his legs in heaven, because this Milky Way represents heaven. It's almost like tear in the fabric of space. And his legs are meant to be in there. So the moon's taken this journey. It's told us about Virgo. It's told us about the birth. It went through the scales. So it told us all this around Rosh Hashanah time. And it's got pretty I think it might have passed Saturn. I'm not sure if it actually conjuncts with. I don't think so. But nonetheless, it passed Ophiuchus and is now here at Sagittarius. So Sagittarius speaks of war. So it's interesting that it tells the story of the birth, tells the story of the dragon, and crossed heaven, and then is now telling of war. Yeah, so you've got Michael wrestling the dragon. It's like there's lots of similarities here and lots of things that can be seen in Revelation 12. But what's interesting about the 29th, and what makes me think that it's this day, is that we're in a Jubilee year. And in a Jubilee year, the last trumpet gets postponed to Yom Kippur, which is 10 days later. And now what's interesting is that at Rosh Hashanah, any slaves were freed, but they weren't allowed to go home until they heard the last trump, that last shofar blast. Then they could go home. But here's the good news. They were still allowed to celebrate, so they could celebrate and then leave, which is brilliant. And it speaks volumes to me because we were once slaves to sin. We got freed at the cross, but we're only allowed to go home at the last shofar blast. And this excites me. So I think this is one of the biggest candidates for pre-trib rapture. If there is going to be a pre-trib rapture, is this sign. And, if you're going to think it's going to happen in the future, and you've got a better match than this, then please let me know, because I can't find for the life of me a better match than what's happening now. When I look at all the signs around me, the hurricanes, the volcanoes, the earthquakes, and North Korea, let's not forget that one. I don't see a better candidate. I mean, okay, yeah, so maybe people thought Hitler was the Antichrist, and then those were the end times, but Israel wasn't a nation yet then, Also, this is a Jubilee year. If it's going to happen on another Jubilee year, we'll have to wait another 50 years. And that means that no one who witnessed Israel becoming a nation and getting back into Jerusalem, getting Jerusalem back, will be alive. So I think it has to happen now. I just feel that people aren't bold enough, either that or they don't believe that it will ever happen. So they just try and ignore it and put it in the back pocket, But anyway, so that's what I'm getting, that's what I'm seeing. Right, I hope you enjoyed the presentation. I hope I'm right. Hope you're going home. Can't wait. The thing is, if the rapture doesn't happen, we've misinterpreted the sign. Doesn't mean the sign is invalid. It just means that we need to work out what it means. It could be a delay. It could be for a specific time. It could be a warning, like a normal road sign happens before the actual event. Like, for instance, if you're on a highway and you're going to be turning off, you'll get the 300 meter, 200 meter, whatever, 100 meter warning before you can turn off. So anyway, thanks guys for watching, and have a good day. See you in the clouds. Bye.